I think we're going to have some announcements here by you, exclusive to us.
We can say it right now if we want.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can
Tell
tell
us.
everybody right now. We just signed a huge partnership. This is dangerous now getting on the mound here. You press off the rubber. You kind of pitch like this, and the difference is you're pressing off.
Oh, that's how you're not like.
Yeah, and you're going, and then you're throwing it this way. Cricket, you have the extended arm, and you're running to get.
And you'll take a run up for cricket, but you're here, right here.
Yeah.
Kash,
Hey.
good morning. How are you doing?
Welcome. I'm doing well. How are you?
Come.
Welcome to the BUHQ.
Yes.
You get a chance to touch some of the bats and
No, of
see
course.
some of what we got going on.
Lovely. I love this wall. I think we need to start off talking about this right here. What is this?
Yeah, this is our legend wall. So, one of the coolest things about Baseball United is that we have such a high pedigree of ownership group. The investors that have invested in this league are some of the best baseball players in history.
I'm sure.
Major League Baseball.
Right there.
Yeah, Barry Larkin, Hall of Famer. Mariano Rivera, Hall of Famer. Adrian Beltre just made the Hall of Fame, and they
Yes.
announced it about
Yes.
a couple weeks ago. Albert Pujols is going to be in the Hall of Fame. And just all these guys. Now we have 18 Major League Baseball legends who are part of Baseball United. So it's pretty special.
Oh, kudos to you. I mean, let's get into your office and finish a bunch of other chats before we head into the car.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, what does your day look like when you come in? Is there a particular routine?
When I come in, I have to have my black coffee first. Like
Amazing.
it's like the number one fuel, and then usually, in the morning when I get up, I try to get a nice run in. By the way, you guys are on my bad side. It's like the one thing I told Josh. It's crazy. This side I look beautiful. This side I look scary as hell. I mean, I don't know how it
Let us
happens.
know in the comments below if this looks good, but we'll change sides.
I don't know how.
Move right here. We get some nice sticks in the back.
It's more symmetrical that way.
Yeah.
No, but it's I try to get a run in every morning to reset my brain and just kind of get into the right meditative flow for the day. It's the only,
That sends the blood up to the brain and then gives you
yeah,
that
it's
kick,
more,
right?
running's more for your mind than your body, I believe, and it's the only part of calm I have in my day. Because then when I get in, these guys will tell you that I try to be 100 miles per hour, 100K per hour.
So you're hyper productive. That's your game.
I like to move fast and like to build fast. And, I like to always be creating, working, building.
And that's how, folks, you become the CEO, chairman, and co-owner of such a big league. I think we ought to go to DLL and do some pitching, right?
Awesome.
Why
Are
not?
you ready?
I'm
You ready? Have
I'm
you been
maybe not the
practicing?
best. Yeah, but I'll try to get inspiration from all the MVPs I like.
Awesome.
And I studied in New York, so some of the Yankee love needs to come through.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah,
awesome.
let's go.
Can't wait. Thank you.
Welcome to Mashable Mornings.
Thank you.
I love
Great to be here.
Yes, I love having dynamic CEOs in the car with me. Gives me a lot of insights. A little before we move on, just tell me the key kind of learnings that you bring from the multiple places that you've been at and built to Baseball United.
The biggest thing I've learned building companies and building great teams is the importance of culture. I really believe there's nothing more important than your company culture, how the whole organization acts and breathes and thinks and moves, and that's the most important thing to me. For me, when I'm trying to bring people onto the team, the 3 points of difference I look at, because everybody has, when they apply, you have your basic skill set, your experience, etc.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at thousands of people to try to build a team, a lot of those start to blend together. So the things I look for to try to really differentiate people are passion, coachability, and cultural fit.
Amazing.
Cultural fit. And
Yeah.
that last one, like I said, is so critical because, it takes a lot for someone to want to be working with a crazy person like me. And then, and also, wanting to be great, because we ask people when they come, the first question we ask them is, do you want to be great?
Yeah.
And of course, 99.9% of people say yes.
Of course.
The 0.1 that say no, we send them to go play, with our competition. And we say, go work for this company. They'll be good. But, then we say, define greatness for you.
Yeah.
What does greatness mean to you? And when people start to define it, then we say, okay, now, Sid, we're going to hold you to this bar
Amazing.
that you set
Yeah.
for yourself.
But before anything, I need to go back to your career history for the audiences watching.
Right.
You've done some work with PNG and GoPro and have multi-million dollar investments of your own.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I started my career at Procter and Gamble. The first 10 years really got to learn the fundamentals of brand building and really the foundational aspects of leadership from some
Yeah.
really great people. Got to visit 51 countries during my time with Procter and Gamble. Yeah, I was leading digital marketing for low-income markets. So
That's
I was
true.
in South America, I was in the Middle East, I was in the Far East, I was in Central and Eastern Europe. I really got to see the world and be inspired by the world, and it really started the fire and the flame of my own entrepreneurial spirit,
Yeah.
seeing people create beautiful things around the world.
I mean, this was
And then, by the way, I worked at GoPro, which I see that you've blessed me, you've graced me with my memories here with all
That's
these
true.
GoPros around us. I was at GoPro in the early days when it was a little white cottage on the edge of the Pacific Ocean in a place called Half Moon Bay, California.
What are you saying?
Which Half Moon Bay is one of the best surf spots in the world. And our founder, Nick Woodman, was a big surfer. So was the whole team. I was the only
And that's how
brown
it
guy
came
that
about.
came
Yeah.
there who didn't know how to surf. But we are able to grow that company from that little cottage to one of the fastest growing camera companies in the world over 10 years ago. And
Yeah. Look at us.
and it was a great
We
journey.
live off of GoPros.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much
Yes.
for
Yeah.
making a lot happen then.
Yeah, and then from there, started my own companies, built an inspirational content platform called Be Somebody that
wow.
I ended up selling in 2017. Built a training platform for reverse engineering skills training to help people get jobs in 2018. Ended up selling that, and then built a marketing and sports marketing agency called BSB that
Yeah.
we've been building and growing for many years now with an amazing team. And then from there, started really thinking about, dreaming about bringing baseball out
Yeah.
here. That's right.
That's lovely. Thank you for doing that. Kash, there's also this one point where I've heard you won the Entrepreneur and the Marketer of the Year by E&Y.
Yeah.
How was
Yeah.
that?
It's a testament to the great team and great people that we've had and the great opportunities that I've been blessed to have. But it's like we talked about, man, a lot of highs on the journey.
Yeah.
And Entrepreneur of the Year, Marketer of the Year, some of those awards that we've won are part of the highs that thankfully counterbalance some of the ultimate lows that we got on Shark Tank and things like that. But it's like we talked about a lot on this car ride, man. The testament to resilience and just continue to move forward, and continue to learn and absorb and grow. And when you do that and you take everything that you learn and you pull it into your arsenal and your own weaponry, you can be successful.
But there's added pressure when you win an award like that to now perform and deliver.
There's added pressure. I mean, to use a basketball analogy, LeBron James.
Yeah.
People expect LeBron James to be great every time he gets on the court. He needs to score 30 points, get 10 rebounds, and get 10 assists. He has got to get a triple-double every time. If he doesn't, they say it's a bad game. 20 points is a bad game for LeBron. So, the more successful that you are, the higher the bar becomes,
Yeah.
the higher the standard becomes.
I mean, you're talking about a cultural fit as the last point, but what is the key way to build that culture?
I think it starts from the top. You have to be, as a CEO, I always say, and as an executive, it's more of a responsibility and an expectation than a title.
Yeah.
Because you have to be, I believe, the hardest working person on the team, not just hours, but intensity. You have to set the tone. You have to have depth and breadth of expertise that is a point of difference for your business and for your organization. And you have to have combined this big vision with the ability to execute at the finest details. And
That's true.
And if you do that, it sets the tone for the culture.
Tell me this. You've come to the Middle East before.
Yes.
What do you remember it as? And then when you thought about bringing baseball here, what was the idea?
I spent a lot of time in Dubai in particular in 2010, 2011, 2012 when I was working with Procter & Gamble.
Interesting.
And I fell in love with it then. And, at that time, I'd never seen more cranes in my life, when I saw all the construction and all the growth.
Yeah,
that was
Sheikh,
happening
that's just coming about and becoming what it is.
Yeah. And so we had a chance to really go and experience and explore everything around the GCC. And, myself, our organization is very inspired. And that's one of the main reasons we really wanted to bring baseball here.
Yeah.
because of the growth of the region, the potential of the region, the investment in the sport. And then, of course, you're sitting, when you look at the subcontinent as well, India, Pakistan,
Yeah.
especially, you're looking at the bat and ball epicenter of the universe. There's 2 billion people in the Middle East and South Asia, and 1 billion of them are cricket fans.
That's true.
So we said, there's a sport that we love, obviously, with baseball back home in the States.
Yeah.
And we started wondering, what if we brought it out here into the bat and ball epicenter of the world and try to inspire cricket fans to fall in love with the bat and ball game that we love, of baseball. And that was the beginning part of our journey.
Amazing.
But what's been amazing, Sid, is that we have found that there are so many more baseball fans in the region.
Really?
Than we ever imagined. I mean, from in India alone, there's 53 million avid baseball fans.
I mean, if you have Patel-like folks coming in and doing the kind of magic that they pull.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Karan Patel inspiring generations.
That's true.
Our number one draft pick for the Mumbai Cobras, Karan Patel.
Exactly. Yeah.
His dad was born in Mumbai, which is amazing. And we had 3 prospects that we had pulled from India that our team has scouted: John Medrick, Carlos Mirabal, Eddie Diaz, part of our baseball operations team.
Wow.
They scouted the best pitchers in India. And we had them playing in our showcase that we had just here in November. So, we're really trying to grow the fan base from the grassroots level.
No.
But here in the UAE, we have about 800,000 baseball fans. In Saudi Arabia, 1.5 million. And obviously, we want to connect with them, and we want to continue to grow that fan base.
Kudos. All the best.
Thank you, brother.
Dude, I have to ask you this. Since we have the topic emerge, I bowl like that.
Yes.
But I pitch like that.
Yes.
Tell us the difference between bowling and pitching, please.
There's a lot of important differences. So in pitching, you bend your elbow.
That's true.
As you know, in bowling, you have your arm extended.
Yeah.
In bowling, most of the times, especially if you're a speed bowler, you run and you get a running start, and that's where you get your velocity and your momentum.
Yeah.
In baseball, no matter if you're the fastest pitcher or you throw a bit, more movement versus speed, you're stationary and you pitch from the mound and you get your force and your velocity.
That's coming from the gut.
It's coming from your core, your legs, and you're pushing off a little white piece of, tool.
Lab.
Slab that's, in the dirt, in the mound, and you're pressing off that to create momentum and strength and power. It's called a rubber. About 6-7 months ago, I brought some of our legends.
Yes, I saw some Shoaib Akhtar explanation.
Yeah. Well, even before that, we brought our legends to meet the UAE cricket team, the national team.
Yeah.
And we had Felix Hernandez, one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball.
We were there. Mashable Mornings was there that day.
You were there. Yeah, you were there. And we had them talking about the difference between a spin ball and a curveball and how they get movement, how they grip the ball versus, baseball versus cricket. So it's really cool to see these sports start to come together.
That's true. All Desi is watching it out there. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe right now.
That's right.
And let us know in the comments if you knew the difference between bowling and pitching.
Yes.
And, I think we're going to have some announcements here by you, exclusive to us.
Yes.
So that we have some declarations that they come to know about through us.
Yeah.
But
we can say it right now if we want.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can tell everybody right now. We just signed a huge partnership with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. With Saudi Arabia to bring professional baseball to Saudi Arabia for the first time in history. We're going to be announcing new franchises, expansion franchises for Baseball United that are based in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam.
Oh, wow.
I cannot wait. We're talking about a real footprint across the region. As you know, we've already announced our 2 UAE franchises.
That's so cool, man.
It's going to be big. And we're going to share more details soon about where we're playing and, what that format's going to look like. But we've been working hard to get baseball into the kingdom.
Yeah.
And now it's there.
I mean, the kind of local talent that's going to be able to come and experience and then learn and grow is going to be tremendous, right?
It's amazing, and there's so many passionate baseball fans, like I said, that are still in these countries that haven't had a professional baseball product to inspire them and to aspire to. We're rolling up right now to the Dubai Little League. And I mean, this is 500 passionate families from all around the world that come here every weekend to play baseball.
I have to ask you, and I think we have a while to get in, the kids and the youth, the kind of take back that is going to be available for them, the kind of learning that's going to be available to them is a legacy that you're in the making already, right?
Right. Well, what's crazy is when Dubai Little League had their opening ceremonies of this past season, we brought two of the greatest baseball players in history to throw out the first pitch, which, as you know, throwing out the first pitch is the biggest ceremony you can have in baseball. We brought Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time, your New York Yankees star,
Yes.
5-time World Series champion.
Oh my God.
And we brought Albert Pujols, who's just retired. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame as well with Mariano, Cardinals legend, and one of only 4 people to hit 700 home runs.
Dude,
Those two guys throughout the first pitch. That's never happened in the United States. And now it happened here in the UAE, in Dubai, in the GCC. So that's the type of stuff that we're so excited to bring here.
So all of the folks who are watching this, parents, how can they bring their kids and start learning how to play, and how can they enroll?
Well, the great thing is the Little League is always taking new members, new families, starting at 5 years old all the way up to men's leagues that play over here.
Oh, really?
Roger Dutty is the president of Dubai Little League. He does a phenomenal job. He and his team, the board, are really great. And we've loved working with them. And then, the other way parents can do it is come out to our games. Come out to our games. Now, we just had our showcase, as you know, last November, the first professional baseball games in the history of the Middle East. We played with our 2 all-star teams at Dubai International Stadium.
Yes.
Everyone keeps asking me, what's the 2024 plan? What's the 2024 plan?
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Keep watching.
Yeah, we're going to let people know. But the main thing is, we've been working on building and growing the foundation. And with this partnership with Saudi Arabia, now we really can get some energy momentum across the region, and soon we'll share what we're doing this year.
Yes, but first, since we've arrived here, we're going to go and pitch.
Yes.
Come. Okay, all I need is now a pair of gloves and a little training from you to how to pitch, right?
Let's do it. All right, now we're in it.
For the first time on Mashable Mornings, we're actually out on the field and pitching. So take us through. I think we need to tell the audiences the anti-clockwise running, the whole pitching, how stick.
Yeah, so basically you it's like cricket. You pitch, you hit, you run, and you throw. The pitcher, pitches to the batter. The batter has a chance to hit the ball before they get 3 strikes.
Yeah.
If you get 3 strikes, then you're out. And you get a strike when you swing and a miss. So the ball comes in and you miss it.
Correct.
Or if you don't swing and the umpire calls it a strike because it was a good pitch and you didn't swing, that's a strike.
Yeah.
Also, when you foul the ball off, so you hit the ball, it's not in play, but it goes out of bounds, then you get, that's a foul, and that's also a strike.
Yeah.
Now we're getting too complicated here. This is dangerous now getting on the mound here.
Just this much.
But
you can show us from afar.
I don't want to mess up Roger's nice mound here, but so you press off the rubber to try to get some velocity and power going. You kind of pitch like this, and the difference is you're pressing off.
Oh, that's how you're not like.
Yeah, and you're going, and then you're throwing it this way. Versus, in cricket, you have the extended arm, and you're running to get.
And you'll take a run up for cricket, but you're right here.
Yeah, and you're higher up, so it's kind of a commanding place to be. About 60 feet from home plate. Yeah, and this is where it all happens.
Right there was an explainer, folks, of everything that's to be learned about baseball. The rest you have to get here and play.
Our mission is to help inspire 1 billion people to fall in love with the game of baseball. And we know that to love the game, you got to learn the game. Like I'm looking at some of our team here that we're trying to teach them the game. I keep telling them, dude, you can't work for Baseball United and not know baseball. And obviously people that we hire in the region, they don't know the game fully yet.
Thank you so much for everybody here who's allowed us to come in and film here. Let's go back to the car.
Let's do it.
How long do you think the whole tribe-like energy comes into the region and people start supporting teams?
I think, that's a great question. I think that we already have a great foundation of fans here, starting with what's happening here at the Little League.
Yeah.
And, our goal is to keep growing it. We know, like we said, that if people learn the game, they're going to love the game.
Yeah.
And so we're going to try to keep teaching, keep working at the grassroots level, at the national team levels, helping the national teams across the GCC, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan. We're working with all to help the national teams become stronger so that when people watch their national team competing at the World Baseball Classic or maybe even in the Olympics in 2028,
Yes.
that's when the fan base really starts to grow.
That's true.
Starts to step change their excitement for the sport. So there's a lot of work. I mean, this is a long journey.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight.
Oh man, that was very good.
You did a great job.
I don't think so. I think I sucked really bad.
No, man, it just takes a little practice.
For sure.
And there's nothing that sounds better and more beautiful than the sound of a baseball hitting a glove. I love that. I love it.
We spoke a little about you being a runner because of your morning routine.
Yeah.
But how much of that marathoning teaches you strategy and patience?
You know, it teaches you mental toughness.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants to get out of the bed in the morning and go for a run. I mean, the first mile is always the hardest.
Really?
You know, really just the decision to get out of bed and go for a run is the hardest. Then the first mile is the hardest. And each mile, each kilometer that you run, it gets actually a bit easier.
That's true.
Because you start to get into a rhythm and you start to, you know, get your pace. And, you know, it's a big lesson in learning in life that whatever we're doing, the first step is the hardest. It's the same thing. That's why I think running is a great metaphor for life. In baseball, you know, I really look at how baseball teams perform and the best championship level teams, and it's how we try to model our organization at Baseball United, and it's how we develop people as well. Because if we put you at shortstop, you know, which we talked about as the captain of the infield, and you can't throw the ball from shortstop to first base, then we have to move you. You know,
that's it,
because you're not performing. But because we believe in our people and our team, we won't cut you. We'll move you. We'll try you at, you know, second base. And if second base doesn't work out, we'll try you in the outfield. And if the outfield doesn't work out, we may put you behind home plate, have you play catcher. If that doesn't work out, we say, hey, maybe you should be a coach and not a player. You know, and then eventually, if we can't find a position for you, then we say, you know, this might not be the sport or the opportunity for you. But we really try to find the perfect fit for the right people.
Dude, I'll tell you something that I observed right now while talking to you. You never at any given point gave up on your team for about 6 efforts while being done with them.
Yeah.
That is incredible leadership as well. You're just keep continuing to mentor them. And even in the end, you're saying, okay, maybe you're a coach.
Well, yeah, you know, I have a disease of belief.
Yeah.
A disease of belief in, for better or for worse.
Who are the kind of teams you are rooting for, and who are the players that you are actually looking forward to looking at on the field?
Well, you know, I mean, what I'm really excited about, first of all, is to see the Mumbai Cobras take the field.
Yeah.
The first ever professional baseball franchise in the history of Baseball United. India's first professional baseball team.
Yeah.
You know, the number one pick was Karan Patel, who's from of Indian descent. His dad was born in Mumbai. You know, we've got Andrelton Simmons on the Cobras. He's one of the best shortstops.
Yeah,
We're talking a lot about shortstops.
Yeah.
He's won 4 Gold Gloves, which is
that's experience in the team.
Yeah, I mean, they've got an amazing team, Mumbai Cobras. And the first game, the first match that the Mumbai Cobras are going to play against the Karachi Monarchs,
oh,
you know,
my
our
God.
team from Pakistan. So
you've just done the India-Pakistan all over here.
Hey, you know what? When
happened.
You know, when India plays Pakistan in cricket, there's 450 million people that watch. So even if we get 1% of those, we'll be happy. But, you know, the Karachi Monarchs have Bartolo Colon, one of the best pitchers in history, the winningest Latin American pitcher in history, over 250 wins of Major League Baseball. And we've got, you know, so many great Phil Irvin, so many great players on the Karachi Monarchs. And when those two teams played, it will be the first game in Baseball United history with our franchises. Because last year we had our all-star teams to introduce, you know, the introduction of the game to the region. But this year we haven't announced where yet. But we will soon.
We will know soon. Yeah.
But I will tell you, the first two teams to play, the first game is going to be Karachi versus Mumbai. It's going to be amazing.
Love that. So you all know what to do. You all need to let us know in the comments which side y'all are on.
Exactly.
So I need to take a gauge and then be there on the opening match and root for my team at least. 3 tips for anybody who's starting to be an entrepreneur. How do you go about it? And is the journey very lonely? And if it is, what do you do?
Well, I don't think there's many things more lonely than being an entrepreneur. You know, it's really hard to find people that understand what you're going through and the insane highs and the crazy lows. And it's just a constant, you know, back and forth between the two. One day you think you're on top of the world and you're going to make it. The next day your world is falling apart.
That's
I mean,
so
that
true.
is entrepreneurship. And
Yeah.
that's why the ability to keep going is important. It's critical. Being passionate about what you do obviously is important.
100%.
Understanding what you're really good at,
Yeah.
understanding your skill set is important. Building something from nothing is the most beautiful and most difficult thing that you can do.
Tell me this. What's going to be happening? What's the future? What do we expect in 2024?
2024, we're going to do something bigger than what we did in 2023.
All right.
The plan is a tournament, a double elimination tournament that's hosted here in the GCC. We haven't announced which city yet
Okay.
or which cities. We're in the conversations with different government partners and different organizations to finalize that soon.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, last year we did 2 games. This year we're going to do at least 6 games. It's going to be really cool to have the real original Baseball United franchises playing for the first time. So it's going to be exciting.
I love it. And where can one watch? Because I've been told 127 broadcasting countries.
We were broadcast, yes, in 127 countries, 13 broadcasters across 6 continents.
Oof.
Broadcasted the first 2 professional baseball games in the region's history with Baseball United. We're really excited about the appetite and the excitement that broadcasters have for this new baseball product, because not only are we targeting and working within the region here, the Middle East and South Asia, we really believe that Baseball United can be the premier professional baseball product from November to February. During that window. That's typically called the winter ball window in baseball. Because Major League Baseball and the other great professional leagues, they typically play from March to October. Maybe a little bit November.
No, I mean, the economics of the kinds that you bring to the table are also enormous, right? The tourism that you'll boost, the kind of number of people coming in to watch it, the food and the travel and the beverage industry kind of benefiting. All of that also impacts this very well, right?
It's huge. I mean, in the 2 game showcase that we had, we drove nearly 40 million dirhams of direct economic impact. When you think about the travel, you think about the hospitality, you think about the community involvement, engagement, activation, the amount of capital that we invested into the city, into the region. I was just with Dubai Department of Economy and Tourism last week, sharing the numbers. They're very excited. So cool, that's something that we can take to other cities. Obviously, we want to continue to do here in Dubai as well. That's 2 games. This year, we're going to do 6. Our plan for our full season is 65 games in the region. So if you think about the economic impact and what we can provide, the jobs we're creating, it's huge. It's huge. All of us grew up as fans of something. I grew up watching baseball, and that's where I fell in love with it. You grew up watching cricket, probably watched a little Michael Phelps as well as a swimmer. That's true. And that pushes you and motivates you.
I mean, for me, it's also these baseball films that I really want to talk to you about. Which ones are your favorites, and what can these guys watch to know more about the game?
Moneyball. Moneyball.
Have
you seen it?
Of course.
I mean, first of all, Brad Pitt. You can't go wrong with Brad Pitt.
But he's got the accent right, too.
Yeah, he's great.
So good.
He's great. That's one of my favorite movies. Just the science and the analytics behind baseball. But there's so many great movies. Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Bull Durham is an older one.
I haven't seen this one.
There's so many great baseball movies because it's part of American culture.
But Shark Tank, we have to quickly wrap that up. How was that as an experience, and then what changed after?
Well, Shark Tank was part of 2016, which was the year of me being broke. So, that was one of the contributors because, there's a long story behind Shark Tank. Obviously, it's reality TV. People don't fully realize there's a bit of a script. It's a little bit rehearsed. But, no matter how it was put together, I failed on Shark Tank. I didn't get what I wanted and asked for, and that had some repercussions. One of the main ones was about 60,000 people in 24 hours made fun of me on social media, which was a painful experience that I can laugh about now. And the crazy thing, man, is that was in 2016, and it was the 3rd most watched Shark Tank episode in history.
That's true.
And it was rerun 33 times. And I'm like, please, guys,
was the cancel culture not enough?
No, I'm like, why am I getting all these notifications on Instagram? And I'm like, oh no, they ran again. But you know what's funny, Sid, is in the early days, 2016, 2017, 2018, when the reruns ran, people were just as negative. But you know what's been beautiful about life and about working hard and about believing in yourself and continuing to put in the work is that 2019, people started commenting differently. People, 2020, when our business started to grow, when I sold the company, when I started to build my agency with our great team, then everyone was like,
We know this guy.
yeah. Instead of saying you loser, I'm going to be the G-rated version. You loser, you're the worst contestant in Shark Tank history. By 2019, people are like, oh, I thought he could make it.
Yeah.
And now people are like, I saw you on Shark Tank.
yeah,
I knew.
yeah.
You know, Mark Cuban was wrong, and I'm like, yeah, right. You know, I know you were commenting in 2016, but that's how people are.
Tell me this. How does an athlete, and any athlete watching this, keep their mental game strong? Because that is just as important as the physical.
You know, it's a great question. You know, I think the most important part about being an athlete is your mental fortitude, you know. And I always try to say self-awareness and situational awareness are so critical. Self-awareness is knowing, you know, who you are, why you do what you do, what inspires you, where you need to improve. And, you know, situational awareness is more about knowing what to say, when, how to say it, you know, understanding your surroundings, understanding how you approach certain situations.
Yeah.
And having that combination of self and situational awareness really puts you in a winning position. You know, money has never been my number one thing.
No?
You know, it's in my top three.
Yeah.
It is in my top three, but you know, my number one thing in life has always been to do something I'm passionate about that makes a positive impact in the world.
That's
you
it.
know, number two is that I want to do that with people that I care about and respect and enjoy going to work with every day, which, you know, I'm blessed to have at Baseball United. And number three is, yeah, let's go be successful doing it.
And make all of us make money.
Yeah, and money is one aspect of that success. There's a lot of ways we can define success, and for sure money is one of them. But, you know, if you don't have those first two, then for me, it's not
That's the
exciting.
point. Yeah. What do you do for your downtime? Like, what are your hobbies and how you having fun in life?
Dude, I don't have any downtime, unfortunately. Like, but even if I wanted to, I'm a psychopath. This is all I do. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, Aki, one of my good friends who works for Baseball United as well, he's like, dude, you're the most boring person I've ever met. Because,
Are you real? Yeah.
because all you do. I mean, other than this, man, you know, I try to stay healthy. I try to stay active. You know, get my runs and my workouts in. You know, I try to hang out with my wife.
Yeah.
You know, who's my best
Very
friend.
important.
And she works for my agency BSB as well as Baseball United.
Super.
And she's pregnant. So
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, first child. So she's due in June. So what I realize is that my life is about to change. People are telling me my life is going to change.
Yeah,
And they're like, dude,
60.
yeah, they're like, dude, you're not you'll see. You know, all you do is work, and let's see what happens when the baby comes.
You'll have phantom
We'll
cries.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any kids?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but I've seen that documentary on Netflix called Babies. You can definitely watch it. It teaches you a lot.
oh, okay. There you go.
But how did you like this?
I loved it, man.
Good fun?
It was fun, man. It was awesome to meet
Thank you so much for being on.
Appreciate you. Love the Mashable community and love
Yes.
everything that you guys do. Thank you, guys.
Y'all need to subscribe if you haven't yet. Do not forget to like, share, and comment with your favorite memories.
And
or-
follow Baseball United.
Yeah, go
It's
and
easy.
look at the socials. It's just they're doing some slick work. I saw them making
Thank
some
you.
reels upstairs and TikToks.
Yes.
I think I love that.
Exactly.
Content that shows these, some young kids really hitting it out of the park.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh,
man.
hey, baseball analogy.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Let's go. I like it.